hear this. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
We're about ready, guys. We're about ready. Yeah, this is the text message I get. We're about ready. About ready. About ready.
And 3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
God. Welcome everybody to the DHC.
You want to
Well,
start over?
yeah, Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. DHC. No, it's not DHC Sports Show. It's the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. I don't know what day it is. I'll be honest with you. I had a
I'm the old
weekend.
man, and you're just having the problems right now.
Dude, see, you got me all out of whack. Like I got a 9 o'clock start. This is what we do. You tell me, like right before, like, oh, by the way, I'm going to be late. I'm like, I should have started the show. I should have started it live and just be like, screw it. Let's see how this goes.
It wouldn't have been a problem if it wasn't the last opportunity for me to get autographs, and to do the
Which you
team
do
autographs.
every single day.
No, no,
Every
no.
single time.
No, I do not. Actually, I do not. I've done it once before, but every Sunday, the Fireflies have the whole team come out for 30 minutes. They put 30 minutes on the pitch clock on the wall, and the players are all out there for autographs. And I, right above my shoulder here, got the let me see if I can zoom in on it. Doesn't help for the
Yeah, I know. For those of you that are
listeners.
on the podcast, don't worry about that, because it's not going to happen. If you're not watching this,
Well, I can't really get zoomed in good
no,
up
don't worry
here.
about it, guys. It's cool. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
There we go. I got all the team autographed on the painting that I had received last week. So, yeah. Anyway, that took longer than I expected. So, with a 5 o'clock start, I figured I was not going to be a problem.
God bless America. Unreal. This is what we got to deal with, guys. This is what we're going to do. Anyways, listen. Like I said, welcome to the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. This is live right now on Sunday night. We are live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Facebook as well. So we're just hanging out here today. We are talking season 2, episode 3 of Brockmire. Did you watch it? Did you do your homework?
I did. I watched it. I watched half of it a second time until I had to go to the game. And so I actually have it on in front of me now as well for reference.
And I'm glad that you do, because this was one of the episodes. I even texted you today. I was like, hey, I texted you a quote from the show.
And I did not get that it was from the show because I hadn't watched the episode.
It's actually not just from the show, but it's actually also from a movie. Not the movie that you're thinking that you sent me the reference of, by the way.
Okay.
It's from a different movie. And when you hear it, hopefully you've seen this movie. And if you haven't, I'm super disappointed if you haven't. I just want you to know that.
Well, I told Rhonda earlier today, if I asked you to tell me a quote from a movie, a quote line from a movie that Ed would text me, I could give you 10,000 guesses and you would not guess what he texted me today. And
Yeah.
she's like, so what did he text you?
All right. So the quote that I texted, and it is from the movie, right? From the show. And it's from a movie. I don't know if you realized this movie. I know the one that you sent me, okay? But snozberry tastes like real snozberries, right? It is from a movie. It's a comedy. Have you seen the movie Super Trooper?
Yes, but it's been a long time.
Super Troopers, right? The guy in the one of the kids that's super coked out or whatever, right?
Yep.
He says it like, the snozberry tastes like real snozberries, right? And that's where it's from. I just want you to know that. Okay. So, and then he licks the window in the cop car.
Yeah, and I thought it was from the original
nope.
Willy Wonka, because I sent you a couple of gifts on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, well, we're all caught up now. I will say this. I forgot how dirty the first part of this episode is.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, this was on like was it AMC? Didn't we say it was on
AMC? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, man, for AMC, they were pushing some boundaries back then.
They were I was like, sweet Lord have mercy. Like, what is going on, man? Right? Like,
but this is a great episode too. It really is. The way the arc of how it starts and what you see Jim Brockmire trying to do that you don't expect from his character. It's like a layer right there that you don't normally expect. And anyway, this is actually really a good episode, even though the first part of it is probably one of the dirtiest parts. Although I think there's some others when he's overseas in later season that might rival
Yeah,
this.
no. This one was this one took the cake
Yeah.
for sure. And so, but anyways, before we go into that, before we go into the series, right into the show, how was your weekend, my friend? How was your week so far
It's been pretty good. Still dealing with the back issue.
with the old man stuff? I got you.
Yeah. I'm supposed to get my shot tomorrow. I will say this
Oh,
though, today was actually, as Ice Cube says, today was a good day. I didn't have very much pain. I actually did yard work.
don't overdo it because you know how this
I know,
goes.
but I came home and I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get to this before we leave for Iowa. And if I don't just get out there and muscle through it. And I actually think getting out there, moving around, kind of
Yeah,
getting a little sweaty, was good for me. It actually loosened my back up a little bit, my
yeah.
leg up. So I haven't walked at any point this week like I did last Saturday. You saw the worst of the worst last Saturday, and it has improved
I saw a senior
some.
citizen is what I saw last week. It's what I saw. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay,
You saw
as your
30
friend,
years into the future. You
right?
saw me 30 years into the future.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like like
Maybe
I'm gonna.
20.
Okay, slow your roll. Okay, slow your roll there, sunshine. So I was like,
Oh,
like I saw my father the way that he is right now, and then I'm
right.
also seeing you. I'm like, oh no, I gotta get my shit together, brother. Like I cannot be living like this. There's just not a chance in all God's green earth I can be doing this.
Yeah. So, but I have had steady improvement all week. So
Yeah,
anyway, the weekend was good. We went out on the lake with some friends, and that was pretty nice. I kind of got situated on the front of the pontoon boat, wore my Great Lakes Loons pontooner's hat on the pontoon boat.
very nice.
Yep, all about content.
I'm with
Hashtag
you.
content. And we went to a cool little bar, had some nice food, just kind of cruised around the lake, got in the water, swam around, I floated around actually. That helped with my legs and my back. So hopefully tomorrow will be good. And when we get to Iowa, I won't have any issues to complain about.
I hope so because
It's going to be a busy weekend.
did I tell you exactly what I told my daughter this weekend?
Huh.
Like I mean, I literally explained to her that like, baby girl, like I don't think you understand the level of like busy that we're gonna be coming up this weekend, right? So I'm
Hmm.
explaining to her literally everything that we're doing, everything. And she goes like, Daddy, where are we gonna have break to have fun? I'm like, we will have fun. Don't worry. But daddy is organizing this thing. He's one of the organizers, right? This weekend. And you know what? I gotta give a shout out to our good friend Kelly Robinson, the minor league nerd. He has done an absolute wonderful job lining up, talking to the minor league teams. We've talked to everybody that we can, organizing this. So like it's not me. I'm done a little part of this compared to what he's done. God bless Kelly. If we would have not been able to do the way that we do this. So
Kelly is Curb Rim Media's version of Japan Ball. He organizes every aspect of the
he
trip, and I think he could make a living doing this if
he
he
well
wanted to.
he does this for a living as
Well,
well.
yeah, you're right. He does this for yes, he does. He
He does this
absolutely does.
for a living.
Yeah.
And so, the fact that he's doing this with us and it's like I said, I'll say it again, without him, this is not going to go the way that we think it's going to go. And so, shout out to our good friend Kelly. Follow his podcast. It's really good.
Yep.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I would love for you guys to go on his YouTube channel as well because he does make some really good content on YouTube as well. So go ahead and look up the minor league nerd, him and his wife Christina.
Yep.
Okay. And I don't know if you know this, but like thanks to Christina, we were able to find out that like while we are at the museum for the Field of Dreams, okay, at the movie site, that Friendly Baseball was going to be there and they're going to be playing games. Right. So it was like unbeknownst to us, like we didn't know
Right.
any of this stuff was going on. And thank God we did because I was able to reach out to the organizer of them and say, hey, listen, dude, we're not trying to get in the way or anything like that, but we're just trying to get some time to, like, we got a lot of people coming from all over the US that want to go, especially me, want to go play catch
Yep.
right at the site. And I'm taking my daughter, so it's like, a father-daughter thing, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And something that I was not able to do with my parents, right? Listen, it was later in life when I found out about the movie, and it's
Right.
become one of my favorite movies of all time. But again, shout out to Kelly. I know we're going a different way here, but shout out to Kelly for doing that for us.
No, that's fine. And we got a lot of new people in the chat, so I just wanted to hop over real quick and just welcome you guys in. Some of you are asking what we're talking about. We spend our time on this podcast talking a little bit about minor league baseball, kind of what we're doing, things that are going on, anything that pops in our minds, and we're also currently rewatching and reviewing Brockmire, the TV show Brockmire.
Yep.
And we are on season 2, and tonight we're going to be reviewing episode 3. So there'll be a lot of talk about Brockmire coming up here shortly as well. So, but welcome, like and subscribe, Dad Hat Chronicles on YouTube, and
Yes.
check us out.
And TikTok as well.
And
So
TikTok, yeah.
shout out to you guys for coming on and hang out with us tonight. Also, you're 100% right on the level of just like raunchiness from this movie. From the show, I mean. But I got to give you a little bit of something what happened to me this weekend.
Okay.
So as you know, I'm a professional sandlot baseball player.
Right.
I love saying that, which is the funniest thing. It's like, if you know what sandlot is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you, Katie. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you so
Katie.
much.
Yep.
So I play baseball here in Raleigh. Yeah, like, the Carolina Sandlot Collective. I'm the founder of Broken Bat Baseball Club. And so this weekend we were playing and speaking of another great movie, at the movie site for the Bull Durham movie, which is still here, right? And you've been there, you've
Yep,
seen it.
I've been there. I got to just kind of walk around and hang out. The grounds crew was actually out there, and they're like, "You can go anywhere you want." I walked up there. The press box was open. I walked in the press box, went and sat in there, got pictures all over. They
That
didn't
that
care.
that ramp where
The
Susan
ramp,
Sarandon
Susan
was walking,
Sarandon. Yep.
yeah, all of that. It's open for everybody. It's open for so we rented it out, right? We rented out the whole for yesterday, and so we're playing a great team called the Durham Dirtbags. Shout out to the Dirtbags, great people.
They are
And
good
so
guys.
I played, so because of the rain the night before and everything, so we had to play a shortened game. We played 7 innings. And so I played first base. So your boy was already tight on a calf. Like, my calf was already tight, as already as it is.
Oh, don't tell me you went Giancarlo.
Oh, I went Giancarlo.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So listen to this. This is what happened. I went 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Okay.
Okay. That's
Couple
better than
RBIs.
Giancarlo. Go
It's
ahead.
better than Giancarlo though. But like on my first hit, I hit it on the button, right? Good hit, no big deal. Second hit, I had already told the team, I'm like, guys, I just want you guys to know there's not going to be a lot of stealing or anything from me. I cannot be running fast. Call me Captain Snails. That's my new name. Okay. I'm already slow. You already saw me. I'm slow as shit.
I
And
had a video of you running from home to first on a hit.
yeah, I'm slow. Dude, at this point, I am like, this is why they put me at first base, because I
Right.
am slow as shit. And so I got a good hit down to the center field, pretty deep. The problem was, shout out to the center fielder. That dude caught it, and I'm making my turn. My first base coach goes like, "Go, go, go, go!" I'm like, "No!" So I stopped because they threw it in quick, and then when I stopped, that's when my calf tightened up on me.
Ooh, no, that's
What
not
up,
good.
Mark?
Hey, Mark.
It tightened up on me, so I got back. You know what I mean? So I'm hobbling the rest of the game. I took a half inning off, and then I was like, dude, just give me a break, dude. I'm hobbling all over the place. So I went back. It was like, all right, let's go. We put our game, we put it closer because we needed to win the game. After the game, we took Mia to her gymnastics class, and this is where we drop her off in her for parent night. They have that for parent nights, so that we can go on date nights and stuff like that. That we don't have babysitters, so we go out to eat and everything. No big deal. We go to bed, and I wake up this morning and I didn't know. Again, This is the word of the day for Ed. Unbeknownst to me, Ed pulled his groin as well. And I felt it this morning. So
I just wish I had
yeah.
had an opportunity to see if you walked like I was walking with my hip
No, I
issue.
was not walking
You
the
weren't
way
that
that
bad.
you
Okay,
do.
okay.
No. It was not. It was tight, but like I mean, it's been
Right.
tight all day.
Yeah,
You
I
should
got you.
see. You should feel like if you're in my room right now, like in my studio right now, office. It smells like biofreeze. Okay, it's on my calf, it's on my thighs, and everything.
Yep.
But I just, I'm good. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be running this week. I'm just going to be doing a lot of walk. I'm still doing getting my mile in. It was almost 20-minute mile today. Okay, I was slow, but I got it. Okay,
Hey, as long as like Mark said, need to get them steps in, son.
I got my steps, son.
Yep, Mark, he's still doing his mile a day, so
Yeah, so I got a new challenge that I'm going to start in September 1st. But has to do with more of body composition. So like I'm doing a kettlebell workout. I'll explain it to you later, but it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for that. So
we got a kid somewhere lives I don't think he lives in the neighborhood. I think he lives down the road. Um, I've seen him twice in the last couple of weeks, uh, hiking through our neighborhood
Mhm.
with he must be ROTC, gonna go in the military because he's got a backpack on him that looks like he's
Oh,
carrying,
he got a ruck.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, he got a ruck bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That thing is huge,
Yeah, that thing is
and that
no
thing is
joke.
heavy. It's no joke. And there's 2 hills in our neighborhood that they're no joke either. That kid's getting some serious steps in, getting some serious workout in.
It's I have a 25, almost 30-pound vest that I wear sometimes to go walking.
I've heard most of those ruck bags could be like 50. I bet you he's hauling 50 pounds at least. I mean, it looked like 3 of those 40-pound bags of salt that I put in the pool.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
So it could be more than 50 pounds. I don't know.
I 100% believe it, my friend.
Yeah,
I've been there.
yeah,
So don't you worry. I have been there. But you know what though? They're a lot of fun.
yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
I
So
gotta get back to getting my steps in because that's probably a part of my problem is I
it's
got out of doing it, and, that's when things start going wrong when you
that,
stop working them.
that's why I'm not stopping, bro. Although I did tell because I was supposed to have practice this morning for softball team. I was like, I ain't happening. Yes, he would. He would run like Phoebe. Mark, 100%. Have you ever seen that on Friends?
No.
I'm gonna tell
Well,
you
I won't say no. I probably have seen it. I don't recall it because I did watch Friends. It wasn't a religious show for me like some
after the
other.
show, I want you to go ahead and look at it, how Phoebe running.
Okay.
That's all I need you to do, just Phoebe running.
Okay.
And Mark, 100%, that's probably Donnie right now. The way that he's walking and everything. He walks almost like that right now. So just
Okay.
want you to know. Okay. Now that we got all the update and everything, again, August 20, the weekend of August 28th is where we're going to be in Iowa. So we're very excited. The whole DHC sports show is going to be, the crew's going to be there.
Whole crew. Yeah.
The whole crew's going to be there. So you, me,
Yeah.
Eric,
Yep.
over in For an Average, and then we got Virgil as well,
Yep.
Patrick, minor league nerd. I mean, a minor league hat history. Sorry, not minor league, a minor league hat history. So, exactly. Hey, 3 miles each morning, my man, you are killing it today.
Well, he's in the UK. Is that 3 meters or is it 3 miles, Mark?
Damn, Mark, he put you out like that, bro.
Well, I mean, you got
You got to make sure. You got to verify. Got to verify.
or
Gotta
unless
verify.
he left the K out and he does 3 kilometers.
Yeah,
It
there
could be
you
3
go.
kilometers. I don't know. Tell us, Mark.
Tell me. So, all right. Well, let's get started. Let's go ahead and get started here, guys. Let's go ahead and start reviewing season 2 of Brockmire, episode 3. And this one is called Knuckleball. This episode is called Knuckleball. Okay. And so you know me, I've been a proponent of using whatever tools you got to your advantage to come up with some good questions, to have a good conversation. And so I did a quick rundown on ChatGPT. Okay, I did some good points, and I got some questions that I also came up with that were going to be 3 minutes to the toilet, 3 minutes to the toilet. Good job, Mark. All right, so so Jim and Uribe go on an epic drinking binge as part of that. Charles starts seeing Brockmeyer differently after discovering the sad truth about him. What that is, we're gonna go here. We're gonna go over that in a minute. Brockmeyer gets behind the microphone with Raj while heavily intoxicated. And then the episode continues. The bigger season two theme is Jim trying to rebuild his career while still, and this is something that you and me have been talking about, and I'm finally like getting to that point. Is like he's doing a lot of self-sabotaging. That's
Yeah,
the theme, right? He is doing a lot of self-sabotaging. And it was evident on episode 2 and now into episode 3 where there's a lot of self-sabotaging. I think he's also kind of like coming to terms with his mortality as a broadcaster,
right,
right? He is finally to start seeing it's like, oh, if I don't get to the majors, that's it. I'm done. No more.
right. And when he and Charles are meeting with the PR lady,
Yep.
and she shows them the video of Raj and his partner, he just is like, "So are you gonna fire Raj?" Because he thinks it's horrible and that they're goofing, and she's like, "No, this is doing way better than you," and it, like, blows his mind, and he starts on his Brockmyerish rant,
Yep.
and I love that finally she looks at Charles and, and says, "Should I just start dealing with you?" And he goes, "Absolutely."
Yeah. 100%. So a couple of other things here. There's a good contrast between Brockmeyer's incredible broadcasting talent and his inability to control his personal life,
Yep,
which is all like kind of like blending together,
yep,
right? And then it's a situation in which obviously his best friend is there, right?
right,
He finally like calls somebody a best friend because it used to be Charles, but that whole dynamic, finally Charles put a stop on that. He said, dude, I cannot be your producer, I cannot be your management, I cannot be your best friend, you got to choose. So right, and now so he's like, okay, cool, no big deal. uh Uribe comes into the picture in last episode and now in this episode, right?
yep,
And so, that's where we're at right now. Like you got him going, oh God. Um you got the meeting, right? Charles Brockmeyer and I keep forgetting her name and I'm so horrible at this. But
but
the
the PR lady for the Braves.
yeah, the PR ladies for the Braves, right? Shows in the video of Raj, doing obviously we both know that Raj would never make it as a broadcaster, right?
Right,
Because he was so horrible. It's like, oh, I missed out the third out and everything. It's like, I guess, it's over. Like, as a broadcaster, you would never do that,
right,
right? But it's like the stupidity and the over exaggeration of this show of some of those things. It's actually kind of funny
right.
because some of those things do happen, right? Like the color commentators do some of those things, but the broadcaster himself or herself have to be on top of everything.
Yeah, you have to be specific because people at home are listening and they want the specific they want the numbers, which is what Brockmeyer's basically saying is, he gives you the stats, he gives you the numbers, he doesn't leave anything out. He's basically an audio book for a
Yeah, walking
scorebook.
encyclopedia, right?
Right, he says a walking encyclopedia, but he's also the audio version of a scoring book.
Very true. Very true.
So
And so that happens, right? And that's when the PR person goes like, I'm gonna start talking to you, Charles, from now on, negotiating with you, Charles. Like you get this dude going.
yeah,
This is we need to talk. Like Brockmeyer doesn't even have to show up.
right.
You know what I mean? How you guys say 3 miles? What's that? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Exactly.
Mark. Okay, so now we get to the part. So then you start seeing, they jump into the bar scene where you see Uribe and Brockmeyer talking. Obviously, they're doing their favorite thing, which is drinking.
Drinking. That's right. And then he breaks a glass, and Uribe is like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, look,
We're
we can
gonna
do
get
this."
kicked out,
He's
dude.
like, "Dude, we can. This is New Orleans. They don't care." And he just throws another glass down, and nobody in the room
Did
blinked.
not bat an eye,
I was like, "Oh, okay."
right?
Uribe's like,
Like,
"Whatever."
I mean, listen, do you, boo, right? Like, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so like that's where like Brock, that's where we see Brockmeyer, right? That's where we
Yeah.
see Brockmeyer coming in. And so I'm actually so this is where Uribe tells him, "Hey man, I'm at the end. Like I knew it. You know, you guys should hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna do a quick pause here. Just a thought. You guys should do a reaction video like the bird getting hit by a pitcher, people catching the ball from interviewers. Man, listen,
Hey, that's
I'll,
not bad.
we might just do that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Okay, so well, let's get back to this. So we are at the part where like we're doing and I'm literally watching it as well as you're talking, right? I think it's a great way to do it. Like it's right
Yeah,
there.
I've got it right here in front of me on the TV. I just keep hitting pause to kind of keep it from getting too far ahead of where we're at.
All right, so we're at the bar scene. They drop
Yep.
the glasses and everything and all that stuff, and then it's like well, let's do it. Uribe says it's like I'm done. I'm quitting. This is it for me. I'm going to go meet the love of my life.
Yep.
Right.
He's
Well,
moving back to the DR.
moving back to the DR. So this is where Brockmeyer's like, well, let's just have one last hurrah together.
Yep.
Which, whenever you say one last hurrah together, when it comes to Brockmeyer, it's not going to be good.
And the fact that what comes up is something that they didn't finish before, which was a foursome.
Exactly.
It's not that they're going to do one. It's that they had already started doing one at some point in the past.
Yeah.
And it got stopped. So they're like, okay, let's do that again.
Let's do this again. So here's what happens. So he's like, oh, let's take on to Twitter, which by the way, this is like Twitter with when Twitter was fun, right? When Twitter was good.
The fact that he said, let's put this on Twitter, and basically what he types is what somebody today would type on, I don't know. I don't even know what the things are.
I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, but no, like what are the dating apps or whatever? Like that's what you would put it Tinder and stuff. I don't know, something like that.
Well over 10 years,
right? But 10 years ago, he was putting it on Twitter. Like you wouldn't go on Twitter and ask that question now. I wouldn't think and get a response. But
well, I don't know, man.
You would.
Now, I think right now you would. Like the question he has, like who wants to have sex right now? Like who wants to, and so obviously that happened. So and you gotta understand, guys. Like Brockmeyer is no longer young; he's in his 50s, and so is Uribe, right? Even though they keep lying and saying that he's in his 30s, trying to make a comeback. We'll get to that in a minute,
right?
And so they they go out and like they're both coming out of the bedroom, like in their underwear, and they're both like, "Sweet Jesus." You know what I mean? Like I'm
like
dying.
Two old guys like, I need a break. I can't I can't keep up with this. And all you hear in the background are the two women still going at it.
They're going at it. And then there was like, I do apologize. We should have not taken the 4 Viagras.
Because they both walk out and it's just
like I mean in full
like a full
attention. Yeah. And so that had me dying, right? Well, what's the worst the funniest part out of that whole scene, right, is that Charles is in the background editing the episode for the podcast. How great was that?
But the thing is, you don't realize he's there.
You don't, not
in that scene
until
they both sit on the sofa and they turn around and say, well, let's ask Charles. And there he is hunched over the computer with his earphones or headphones on over his ears. And like, he's like, I can't be in the same room with you and do what I got to do.
like I'm in the same room as you guys. I have to be able to tune you guys out completely. Exactly. If not, we would not have a podcast, is what he's saying, right?
But it's a pretty long scene before you even realize Charles is there, and everything that they go through and talk about and everything is hilarious. And then it's made more hilarious when you realize Charles is actually sitting right behind them the entire time.
Like he doesn't even want to be there. Like at some point, this is something that I was thinking about, like while I was watching this episode early this morning. It's like, when is Charles going to get sick of this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because obviously the place he owned, the place that they're all staying at, he owns that place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's funny because you kind of get the feeling that like Charles is like taking the money he's making off of this, which is a pretty good bit because he's making 60 to giving Jim 40.
Mhm.
Um, but like he is building see like he's secretly over here building his little empire with his money, and you don't realize that everything you see is probably all his and not Brockmeyer's because Brockmeyer just spends his money drinking.
What's going on, Project? Hey, this is a great way to learn English, not Spanish, English, Portuguese. I'm actually learning Portuguese. Did I tell you that?
No, you
I'm
didn't say
doing
that.
dual. I'm doing. Is it Duolingo?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Duolingo. I mean,
But I didn't realize you were learning Portuguese.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing Duolingo.
Okay.
Yeah, 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 man. I told you I got a plan for next year for around my birthday next year,
Oh.
September, where I'm gonna do the it's called the Camino de Santiago, where I'm walking from one end and I'm like it's like 15, 20 miles a day for like 10 days in Spain.
Oh, is the one that goes from Portugal to Spain or something?
Mhm.
I have a friend from high school. She did that a few years ago. I remember following her Facebook post about doing that.
Well, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna
Okay.
be doing that from Porto, Portugal.
Yep, yep. I know
Yep.
exactly what you're talking about. I know the path you're gonna take.
That's the same path that I'm gonna be taking. That's the
Okay.
shortest one that I could find that we could do it like in around 10 days.
Yeah.
And if it's so I'm excited for that. So
Well,
uh
and speaking of which, not to get derailed here, but, have you, kept up with Ranger Amy and her Switzerland hike that she's doing right now?
I have not. I
Oh,
need to.
okay. She's having a time over there, and she is walking through some Alps at some altitude. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's
Altitude
doing it.
sickness is no joke, dude. Okay. That is true.
Yeah.
Altitude sickness is no joke. So
So, shout out Ranger Amy. She's a great outdoors person, and she's getting her some good hiking in right now.
yeah. Okay, so let's get back into this. So all right, so now that obviously now we find out that Uribe can actually the only thing that he can do is pitch a knuckleball.
Yep.
Okay. Which by the way, I tattooed a knuckleball during my game. Okay.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I was the only one that was able to do like, and that's because I can only hit slow stuff. Uh hey Mark, I'll help you out, brother. Puerto Rican here. I can help you with speaking Spanish. So
I've been slapped twice. He likes older
like as these older women. Anyways, listen. So they figure it out, right? And they're both, I was like, all right. So the next day, this is like, what do you think, Charles? And Charles like, leave me out of this. I want nothing to do with this. Like
right.
nothing. Do
Yep.
not involve me in this at all. And so he was like, all right, fine, no big deal. So the next day they go into the ballpark, right? And he was like, because Brockmar wants to see this knuckleball, like he's talking about. So he's like, all right, no big deal. So he is like, all right. So he throws it, and then he goes like, man, that thing drops like 3 feet, right? Which, by the way, hitting a knuckleball is one of the hardest thing to do. That's no joke.
Yep.
That thing has no movement whatsoever. Anyways, so he was like, dude, we gotta get you go. We gotta get your trial. I know the manager. The manager owes me a favor. I got you. Okay. But the problem is Uribe goes, we gotta take care of this business first. They're still in full attention, guys. Okay. They are still full-fledged,
They're close to having to consult a doctor on the amount of Viagra they've taken.
exactly. It's like, do not take this many Viagra. Like, they literally mean that, guys. Do not take this many. And so this is what happened. So of course, what they do, he's like, so Brockmeyer goes like, all right, man, you go left and I'll go right. We'll finish it. No big deal, right?
Uribe's like,
Uribe's
no,
like,
no, no,
no,
no,
no, no,
no.
no. Let's do this like men. Let's go on the pitching mound, he says. And they're back
Back to
to
back.
back. Yeah. Mark, don't learn Puerto Rican Spanish. They speak 80,000 words a minute. Hey, what's up, Zach? How you doing, buddy?
Oh,
This is true. Okay, we do speak fast. I'd rather you learn like Spanish from Spain or Mexican. It'll be the easiest one for you to learn. Anyways, and so they right at it. You know what I mean? And they drop it there. Okay, put a pin on that, guys. Put a pin on that because we're gonna go. We're gonna
we'll
get back
circle
to that.
back.
We're gonna circle back. It's full circle on this. Okay, and so right he goes to the manager. He was like, "Hey, man, like I need you to do this for me." I was like, "You slept with my wife back then." It's like, "I don't care about that anymore." So you're blackmailing me, he says. He was like,
He's like, "No, but, your wife might not like to hear about that."
He
So
goes like, then later he was like, "How's your wife doing, by the way?"
yep.
What a dick, Brockmeyer.
He's like, "Alright, well, let's see what he's got."
Which, by the way, they do. They
Yep.
It's like, you know what? Let's like they give him. I was like, all right, fine, let's do it. And he is like, he cannot hit anything. But the point I want to get to is like, they get to the mouse, like, all right, well, I'll give you guys a shot and everything. And then he steps on what actually ends up being, let's just call it
The leftovers.
leftovers from Uribe. Who
Well, the
did?
funny thing is Uribe's out there in a sleeveless shirt, sweatpants, smoking a cigarette, and the manager's like and obviously older than they're claiming him to be, and the
Which is
manager
30, right?
right, and the manager is like, "Really? Like, this guy? Like, I don't know about
Are you
this."
sure about this dude, bro? Like,
Yeah, and then they get one of their better hitters, I guess, to step in, and Brockmeyer stands over with the manager watching him, and after what I love too is the Crawdaddy's name across the jersey, you know? As much as we talk about minor league logos, they just have the NO on the front of the hat with
yeah.
the purple. But yeah, this kid can't even touch
He's
that
watching, by the way.
knuckleball.
The reason why he stopped there for a second is because he's watching the show right now. He got distracted by the show, guys. I want you to know that he is watching the show. He just got distracted as he is talking about the uniform of the Crawdaddies.
Yeah, that's pretty cool uniform, and, I like the colors there. That's the purple and white's pretty nice.
I don't know, man. That's just I see when you do if you're gonna do purple, you got to do black. You
Yeah.
can't just do purple. Although this reminds me of the team in Avon, Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so, anyways, the Crushers, by the way. I don't know if you
Okay.
knew that.
Yeah, Lake Erie Crushers, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Look at you. All right. So they give him a shot. All right, cool, no big deal. And then then you jump into Brockmeyer, just like taking a swing in the batting cages underneath the stadium and everything. Blah 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 blah. Um, they're trying to figure out. All right, so now that we got Uribe settled, for him to make a comeback, right? It's all about the comeback for this episode, right? Everybody's trying to do a comeback, and so he's like, I can figure it out. I can do this. I can do this. And Charles like, I figured it out. And then Brian was like, oh, thank God, because I had nothing.
Because he's like, "I need to find my knuckleball. I just don't," and he's like, "I got all this stuff, blah, 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 and I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that," and then, yeah, Charles says he figured it out. He's like, "Good," because none of the stuff I was thinking about was gonna work.
Which is interesting because this is the part where we're like, as someone who's like, you don't want someone to go through this, right? Because he's an alcoholic.
Yeah,
Obviously, we know that he is a heavy alcoholic.
right.
And so Charles goes like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's like people like you better from the eighth and ninth when you're drunk.
Yeah, after you've had the beers, because they allow him to have beer, they don't allow him to have hard liquor.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time it takes him a while to get to the point where he's loosened up in the 8th inning, which is funny because he says, "You're pretty much, behind in every demographic," and he's like, "Even Korean grandmothers?" And he's like, "Yeah, by 2 to 1." Just the randomness of Korean grandmothers is the funniest part to me of that.
Oh my God. Mark, that's hilarious, Mark. So he tells us, hey, I used to play rugby with a guy who would shit his pants so no one wants to tackle him. Dirty,
Oh,
funny fucker. Yeah, there it is.
wow.
I mean, I would want to tackle him because
It's
you're gonna smell like shit the whole time. You got kicked out. You can't be doing that nowadays, man.
yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, smart move by that guy,
But
but still.
so, anyways, listen. So Charles figures out, all right. So honestly, we gotta get you drunk, but we can't let anybody know that you're gonna be drunk, that you're gonna be drinking. So we can't be allowing that, right? So they come up with ways. So it's like, the ice is plastic on the cup, the the stapler, the binoculars, the book.
The
Right.
stapler was the funniest one to me at first.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when he gave him the glass, he's like, "You're gonna drink a big glass of tea," and he's like, but then Brock. That's the thing. Brockmeyer breaks down the drink. He's like, "Oh, but the ice will melt, and then that'll dilute the rye, and then it won't be effective on me." Like he's explaining why melting the ice will dilute the drink and be ineffective to him. And that's when he says, "Well, it's plastic ice."
Yeah.
And so that it was just straight liquor. And then of course, yeah, he gives him the binoculars and then he starts doing the game. He turns the stapler upside down.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
then
Yep.
then there's one later that he's when he's in a meeting and he's like, "I've got a nervous twitch," and he keeps sipping out the pen.
So this is where I want to stop here. I want to have a conversation, right? Because obviously we know, okay, you know, they are going through a a process in which they have to decide who is going to move up
Right,
to the majors, right? Is it Brockmeyer or is it going to be Raj? And obviously, we all know that Raj is like, you know, like he is the typical one, like for the ADHD generation that we talked about a couple of episodes back, right? Like, you know, short term and all that. Like
right,
this is the guy that you want. Like, you know, he brings something different to the game where no one is really paying attention to the actual game, and what they're paying attention is to what he is saying.
right,
Which, listen, I'm with you. If that's something that you like, have at it, brother. Congratulations, do you? But like when you want to watch the game or any kind of game, it's not just baseball, but you know, football, basketball, anything. You want to know what's going on, right? Especially on the radio.
right.
And if you're someone who is brand new to the sport, you want to know what's going on,
Yeah.
and you want to know about your players that you're watching and things like that. So like uh, to me, obviously, Raj is like the total opposite of what I would want as a fan, but
Sure.
that's just me. The other people, they enjoy that. So that's why you have color commentators that are able to merge it together. And then we see that when they both get together.
Right, because Raj is the guy that's just well, even as we learned in earlier episode, he doesn't really care about baseball. He just was getting into broadcasting, and baseball was the avenue because he'd rather be doing basketball.
Yeah.
And
Not just basketball,
well,
G League
G
basketball.
League basketball. That's right. Um, but he's the slick, wearing all the fancy colored, tight, tailored suits, and like the guys you see on ESPN now is
Yeah.
basically what he reminds
Yeah.
you of.
No, absolutely.
Absolutely,
Slick
because
back hair, the
yeah,
whole nine.
yeah,
And
all
so,
about the image and like the suit with the white tennis shoes and the slicked hair and
exactly.
not a lot of substance.
Which is interesting, right? Because that's not Brockmeyer.
Right,
He has his suit, but I think that's his shtick,
right,
right?
yeah,
And he has his microphone, but that's his microphone that he's been using for a very long time. And so at this point, Charles is like now Charles has become the adult in this.
yes,
And so you got Brockmeyer just like drinking out of everything, even now out of the ping in the meeting that they're having with the PR person,
right.
Raj, and all four of them. And it's like, he's like, oh, it's my nervous tick, he
Exactly,
says.
exactly. He's got the crowd dancing, they're all liking him and everything. Yeah, it's hilarious because he's like she says, "Well, I guess you figured it out or whatever." And,
Well, yes and no, right?
right,
Here's the interesting part. And this is where Brockmeyer's humanity shows up at the end because he Raj is talking about Uribe because Uribe is finally getting his shot. And so Uribe's pitching and everything, but like he is doing bad. He walked the first person. And right away he starts calling out um Uribe. And deservingly so, right? But he was a little bit mean about it. And finally, like it um Brockmeyer gets caught off guard on that one,
right.
right?
Yeah, because he's like, he knows Uribe can throw the knuckleball, he's seen it. He's just trying to figure out, w is he nervous or, what's missing?
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? What's missing? Why is he all over the place? Is he thinking about it too much? Which, as we've learned again in these episodes, you know, don't think about it, just do it.
Yeah, exactly. And so we are starting to see that this is where Bruckmeyer, like I said, like he got very defensive. He's like, hey man, like he's just an adult trying to make a comeback. You know what I mean? Have you ever felt like that? And you know, he pauses and he's like, man, listen, I know this is your inning. I know this is your inning to call in everything, and but like just have a little bit of decency, which is different than what you usually see from Brockmeyer, right? Because really, Brockmeyer, in a sense, he portrays this person that doesn't care about anybody.
Right. Well, that's what I talked about earlier in the episode tonight with you. Is like this is a layer of Brockmeyer that they've kind of woven in here that you don't see, and
Yep.
you're starting to see it right now.
And so as he is now narrating what Uribe is doing, what Uribe is going through, Uribe finally like gets it, right? He's like, boom, like, heck yeah, man, let's do it. Boom, boom. And he has a great game,
Yeah.
right? Obviously, they're getting their ass handed to them. Right. I mean, this was the perfect opportunity for Uribe to come in because obviously Jay wanted to get some innings killed, but they didn't want, like obviously they're talking about Uribe being a 30-year-old and he looks more like 50 there, right?
Or more, yeah.
Or more, exactly. And so it's very interesting the dynamic that him and Brockmeyer have, like they call it knuckleable, but I would call it like a comeback, the comeback.
Yeah.
Uh the comeback that never was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because at the end of the game, Uribe is like, "Hey man, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do this and for me to go out the way that I did." And Bregman's like, "Wait, hold on a second, man. You still got your shot." He's like, "No, no, no, man. I've been to the majors. I've done that. Like, love is important here." You know what I
Right.
mean? He's going back to his wife, to the woman that he loves.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of like where finally, like, Brockmeyer's like, "Oh, I get it." Sorta, right?
Right.
And so, um, he this is where you cut to
Oh, well, go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead.
The funniest thing about that is when he's like, "You're like a brown Joe Buck," and he's
Yes,
like, "Joe Buck is a white me."
and just, like, starts talking,
It starts talking, yes. But
and Charles just stops, turns around, and just sits down.
the way they weave Joe Buck into this all
It's
the time,
amazing.
it is. I mean, that's one of those little nuggets that amuses me
And still
about
to
the
this day,
show.
again, like I said, I'll say it again in a couple of episodes, like, this is where I got a different I looked at Joe Buck in a different way.
Because if you think about it, Brockmire really, to some extent, is an exaggerated version of Jack Buck.
Oh, yeah.
Because Joe Buck's dad probably, without the drinking, although I think he did do some drinking according to Joe, maybe
Yeah.
not like Brockmire does, but he very much called games to some extent like Brockmire, and
Mhm.
I didn't hear Jack Buck much. I mean, I remember Jack Buck doing games when I was younger, but he was obviously way at the tail end of his career and passed away, a good while back. But that's what that to me is like an unwritten link in this, is that all the stuff about Joe Buck is because Hank Azaria is sort of channeling Jack Buck to some extent.
Yeah, and I'm sure that he had conversations with Joe
Of course.
regarding all of this, right? Like,
Yeah.
"Hey, man, this is what I'm planning on doing. This is what I gotta do and everything." And so, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Uh, it let me ask you this. Is Brockmire actually trying to, change, or is he just pretending to change just for the sake of him getting to the majors?
I think he's trying, but he doesn't know how
He's
to
been
do it.
he's been at it for so long that he doesn't know how to
Right.
change anymore.
There's certain things he doesn't change, but there's also some things that he notices he needs to change. He just can't figure out how to change them.
Mhm.
But what's funny is that the two of them keep turning the microphone off and having this conversation between themselves because Uribe is failing and walking some guys and not doing well, which is interesting because when you see you hear the final stat line, he didn't give up any runs.
And also, it's starting to see correct that image of the nice guy for Raj, right?
Yeah,
Because he is, and he this is his own player, right? And he's
right.
the player in his own team, and the one thing that you really don't do is like you don't really go at that your players the way that you are going at it right now, right?
Exactly. And the thing is, you see Raj get excited when he actually does get that first strikeout on those knuckleballs, and he kind of like he gets excited for what he's seeing, and you see Brockmeyer getting excited for his friend.
Hmm.
He kind of does that little like, yes, I knew he had it in him.
Which is weird to say, and this is something that I'm going to say it now, but it's going to come back. Raj and Brockmeyer actually make a good duo.
Yeah,
You start to see the magic working between the two of them,
right.
right? Like
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
that was the first thing that I was thinking about when I was watching this is like I'm seeing now like the the two of them can work.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And for so long Brockmeyer was a solo, booth where he should never have been a solo booth. It should have been someone with him.
right, exactly. But he wanted to be the guy to handle it and not have to deal with anybody else. And you're right. It's taking him some time to adjust, and we'll see how it progresses.
It's you are the best in baseball, right? Like, he has Raj to close it off right there. And
Yeah.
so like the magic is there. Like, you could definitely see that it can work. It could work. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering, and I'll be honest with you, like this is where I stopped watching the episode. Like, I don't know what's going on after that. I have no clue.
Oh, really?
I didn't finish the series. No.
Oh, you didn't finish the episode?
No, no,
Oh my
no.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is where I stop.
Okay.
And so now I'm seeing all of these episodes for the first time. Like, obviously you've seen them, but like this is me watching them for the first time now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm super excited to see the development because I'm making some assumptions based on what I've learned so far from season one and up to this point in season two, right? And so like I'm making these assumptions, like, like, hey, finally Uribe is teaching Brockmeyer a lesson, and hey man, it's the end is coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have that moment of finality right there, like it's right there.
Yeah.
And
And
so
yeah.
he teaches him that.
Yeah. Cause he's like, I've been to the majors. I've been there. I've seen that. And it's almost like I don't want to get back to that. I just want to have one more moment of that,
Yeah,
you know?
which
And
he
that's all
got.
that's right. That's all Uribe was wanting. All he wanted was that game right there.
Mhm.
He just wanted to prove to himself
That he could do it.
that he could still do it
Yeah.
and walk away knowing he could still do it. That and it almost shatters Brockmeyer a little bit there at the end
Yeah.
that like because this became his project to get Uribe the tryout, to get him on the team, to get him in a game, and it worked. And then he's like, well, what do you mean you're not going to keep doing it?
Oh, no, I'm done.
He's like, I'm done. I'm going home.
Yeah, and so we get now to see, like, Bregmar's like, "Oh, shit." Because I'm also thinking about there's a couple things that I'm thinking about here, right? I'm thinking about that the Brockmeyer, when his career is over, how is he gonna his life after broadcasting?
Yeah. Because the whole time Uribe's talking to him, he's got this big grin on his face, and then he's just when he gets to a certain point, he's like, are you serious? Like, really? That what? And then he grabs him and hugs him, and he's like, love you for what you did. He's like, but I'm out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
It
giving me
but
my
it
moment.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what it is. It's giving him his moment.
Right.
Like, I wish I could have a moment like that, whatever it is, you
Well,
know what I mean?
and
Broadcasting or podcasting, whatever.
and to some extent, I think that's the point of the episode, is that everyone eventually gets to a point where there's that one thing they wanna do one more time.
Oh god, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like, obviously, you and me, we talked about this before. It's like, but, like, I'm at the point where, like, man, I wish I could, you know, do this full time, what we're doing right now in radio or podcasting. That's what I want to do full time. That has been my dream for so long now that I just don't know if I have any other dreams, any other aspirations after that. I do, obviously, but like, like I have a great job. Don't get me wrong. It's a great job and everything, but like this is right here. Like,
Yep.
being in front of a camera, talking on my microphone and everything, talking to, using the technology and everything. It's something that me personally, I would like to do, and I know there's other people that would love to see their moment.
Right. Exactly.
So, um, I have a couple of questions here. So,
I don't even know what my moment would be yet, because I don't think I've gotten to the point where I know
interesting.
what one thing that, I would want to do. Like, that would be like, "You know what? Sounds morbid, but if I died tomorrow, at least I got to do this." Like, I don't know what that is yet.
Interesting. We're about to go deep in this thing.
No, no, we're not
I
gonna
love it. No, no,
no.
no, no, no. I'm loving this shit. Hold on a second. Don't
Let's not
no.
get deep into it right now, because I
Well,
don't know the answer. We can circle back to
so
it.
we're gonna put a pin on that then because I want to know eventually what that is.
Maybe when we get to the end of Brockmire, I will have an idea of what the answer is to that.
Have a that moment of self-realization of like,
Exactly.
this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you, and obviously what we are trying to do on this podcast is like, try to like, from our life experiences and the show itself, like we're trying to find some parallels and everything here. But like, uh, do you think it's going to come to the point where Brockmire is going to have to finally confront all of his problems?
Oh, yeah, I think he does. I think absolutely
Does he
gets
have
to.
that realization? Because obviously we're starting to see the image of him having to have cracks.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember I think it's somewhere
No,
in
no, no,
season.
no, no, no. Don't tell me.
No, no, I'm not gonna tell you, but I think it's somewhere in season 3 if I remember, but I could be completely wrong. There's a moment that, yeah, it gets towards that. It does. I think at some point, if
No,
I'm
don't. I don't
remembering
even
correctly.
want to know if it gets to that or not, because obviously
Well, my
I
memory's
haven't
so bad
watched
it
it.
may not, but I do know there is,
Well,
something like that.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know anymore. I'm done.
Okay. Um,
Up to this point, let me ask you
yeah.
this. Up to this point, who's your favorite character?
Hmm. I think Charles is my favorite character.
Same.
I think Charles is.
Same for me. I,
Yeah.
I I think that Charles is my favorite character.
Yeah.
I think Brockmire is too self-destructive for me to just like relate. I mean, there's some things that have happened to him in his past that I can relate to,
Yeah.
but overall, like I think I relate more to or identify more with Charles than I do with Brockmire.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's why he's become my favorite character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I wouldn't be. I would be nothing like Brockmire, but I think I, to some extent, can be like Charles, trying to find a way to, um, I mean, for lack of a better word, I want to find a way to make that $1,000,000, and that's what he's trying to do.
Mhm.
He's trying to figure out how he can make his fortune, how he can make his way, and Brockmire kind of falls in his lap when he shows up in Morristown, and so now he's, because if you look at how he dresses in New Orleans, how his character dressed in Morristown, he's got money and he's living good. He's dressing nice. He's got suits and he's got really nice clothes. Like, Charles is living his best life right now,
He's grown
because,
up.
and he's grown up because of Brockmire.
Yeah.
And it's all about, to him, it's all about the data of the the show and the experience of Brockmire.
And I think it gets to the point where like he never wanted to work in baseball, right? Like I mean,
Right,
we know that already. Like his the reason why he was involved with Brockmire, his skill set is social media,
right.
which he has still done up to this point, and now he's added that extra level, which is the podcast himself, and it's been successful.
Right. He's used those analytics, just like we talked about the last 2 innings is where everybody likes Brockmire, and then he goes out and figures out how to solve the problem.
Exactly. And that I think that's I'm at that point in my life where it's like I'm trying to figure out how can I get from right here
Mhm.
to right here.
Right.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? With the podcast, with the shows and everything, right? With DHC. And so it's interesting to see that because I'm like, man, so there is some hope, right?
Exactly.
There is some hope for
There is
me.
some hope.
Uh, so anyways, let's go ahead and try to land the plane here, guys. And then here's the last part of this episode is that he finally, he gets a hug from Uribe. Uribe walks into retirement. He is done over with. He's now no longer going to play baseball. He's going to go out with, off with his woman. So he decides to fly out to Morristown.
Yep. Did you pause it and see what the painting was in that
Oh
basket?
yeah, it was Clemente.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because
No, I
we talked
noticed it
about
right
that
away.
earlier. We were trying to figure out who it was, and I've actually paused it right at this point right now because I wanted to ask you that question, and it's not the exact, uh, image, but it's very similar to the one over your right
Apparently,
shoulder.
yeah. Oh yeah, the one right there, right
Well,
here.
right there, yeah.
This one right here.
It's a totally different painting, but it's a very similar,
Clemente, yeah. Obviously my
Clemente.
favorite
Yeah,
player of all
yeah,
time.
absolutely.
And so he obviously he has to pay an extra seat to take this package all the way from New Orleans to Morristown to go and talk to Jules.
Yep.
And so he is pouring his heart out. He's like, "Man, I'm sorry. I should have, like I was running away from this. I should have known. Like all of this stuff. Like I wanted to give us a shot." So he is really trying. And then all of a sudden, she's like, what was it? Like, let
Uh,
go back.
she's like, "Back up a minute?"
Back up a minute. Yeah,
And
back
he's
up a
like,
minute.
"Back up to what?" And
No,
she
no, no,
goes,
like literally back
like,
up
literally just back up,
and
like, step
just
backwards.
slams the door on him.
She shuts the door, and that's the end of the episode. Or well, that's where it
Yeah,
starts the
technically
end.
it's the end of the
Well,
episode. He
it
took it
well, it's where
himself.
it starts the end, but then it just shows him out there, and he's kinda narrating to himself for a second,
And then fighting with the dogs.
and the dogs, and then he's, like, talking through the door, and he's like, "Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave the basket right here on the front porch and walk away."
Yeah. And that's what he talks about. That like that he paid the extra plane ticket for the basket. So I'm interested to see where those two go, obviously.
Yeah,
Because she at the end of the season one, just like, once you leave, that's it, no more. Like I mean, you've become my enemy,
right,
technically, kind of deal, right? Because you broke up with her, like, and then just like they had the balls to break up with her
right.
with the suitcase right there,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is and then you take Charles with you,
Yeah,
which is makes it even worse.
exactly.
In his geo tracker or whatever car, Geo Metro
Metro, yeah.
car. Oh god, I remember my brother used to have one of those. And so it's interesting now that how I'm wondering now, where is Brockmire going to finally face his demons,
Right,
right? Because at one point we talked about that his relationship with his dad, and
right,
how is he going to confront that eventually, because we never really got to talk about it. They did some, going back into the past, but we never really saw him else anything after that confront that. So I'm very interested into seeing that dynamic is gonna work out.
yep.
All right, I'm gonna leave you with this last question here on this episode. After all of this, right? Season one up to this point, season two, episode three. If you're Charles, do you want to continue this relationship with Brockmire?
Oh, yeah. I mean, as dysfunctional as it is, it's super profitable as well.
that's where I'm at.
And that's
I think there needs
Charles's
to be some
motivation.
boundaries.
Yeah, and I think he has some, and I think he will add more, but, um, yeah, I think Charles has boundaries. Jim doesn't always adhere
Follow
to
them
them and follow them. Yeah.
like the like episode 2 with his family.
Right,
Although
exactly,
it ended up working out for him because he defended him.
exactly.
And so,
Yep, so
all right, guys, we're gonna leave it here on this episode. I'm super excited, super pumped about what's going on, what's gonna happen now with this episode, with this episode what 4.
said
Uh
4 next week, yeah.
yeah, next week. So at this point, we're gonna be it's funny because I don't know if you're gonna be back in town yet on Sunday.
I will not.
I will be.
I will be somewhere between Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Knoxville, Tennessee.
All right, so we got to figure this out because we got to have this episode. All
Oh,
right,
I'll have my
son.
laptop wherever I'm at, hotel room, I will do my best to get to a hotel
All
room
right.
by 9 p.m. to do the show.
So next weekend we are going to be in at the time of this episode, right? Like we're going to be in Iowa. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be watching a couple of games. We're going to go to the movie site of the great movie. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. Field of Dreams is one of the greatest movies of all time when it comes to sports. Okay,
Yep, absolutely.
they built it, and people are still coming,
That's
uh,
right.
which is interesting, right? With James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys are following each and every single one of us. Like, obviously the mayor and the dad hat. We are on all the socials, threads, social media threads, Blue Sky. I do Twitter, but not that much, to be honest with you. Uh,
Twitter's most of my baseball stuff.
yeah.
Twitter and Instagram.
Yep.
And my
Instagram for
Instagram
sure.
is yeah, my Instagram is the mayor_DHC sports.
There it is. And then I'm just look for the Dad Hat or the Dad Hat Chronicles, and you are going to find me. So we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for joining us. Hit the subscribe button on Twitter, on TikTok. We're trying to grow that channel, both YouTube and TikTok. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Bye.